What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great day. Today I want to showcase an Ultra Nightmare Chimera team that I ran last night on my Clan Made Fortunes account. And mind you, everyone might not be on Ultra Nightmare, but these things will still apply on the lower difficulties. We were able to get a good bit of trials done as well, so I was pretty happy with that. And we're actually pretty close to getting, more trials done. We should have got more trials done, but I made some missteps early on. Let me just pull up the recording. So as you can see here, I pre-recorded the run last night. I had a good bit of fun doing it. I'm actually really enjoying Chimera. Not sure how much you guys are, but this is the team here. We're using a Tashiro as DPS, pure DPS. There's not really another DPS in here. We'll go over the builds in a bit after we take a look at the run and just see how everything works. Obviously, we have Senna in there, Lydia, Mikage, and a Nekmothar. Now, there are variations of this that do significantly higher damage. Like if you have a Marius in there, just because it's a bit easier to get him going, and you can get a bit of the trials done easier. But let's just, jump right into it and start going through this run and seeing, pretty much how it works. So everything from, the ultimate form up until it changes is pretty much full auto. This is pretty much full auto. You just want to get as much damage as possible while in the ultimate form. If I, did my math correctly, you're going to face this ultimate form, 7 times or so, right? Every other 5 turns, you'll face it. And you just want to be getting as much damage as possible. So during the ultimate form, I pretty much full auto the entire time up until it was about time for the boss to change so that I could prep for what the new head was going to be. So this is going to take about 2 minutes, 2 minutes of us running through here. And this comp is absolutely crazy. In the first 5 turns, it's going to get, over 20 mil damage, right? So we're at 17 mil at 3 turns. Here at 5 turns, we're at 25. And as you can see here, I'm actually manualing the run at this point. So trying to just prep for the ram head, which is insane. But I have a good idea of how we can survive through the ram head and get through, right? So obviously everyone knows you need a target for that dual buff, right? So Lydia in this case is the target for the dual buff. She has the lowest crit damage. She's the one that the buff is going to go on. She is the first person that's going to be killed, right? A few things you don't want to do while you're in the ram head if you would like to keep all of your champions, right? So here's Lydia going out, and this first round I messed up, right? So let's pause it here. The first round I kind of messed up, but the second round of ram head, I think I got it down if I remember correctly. So I'm just switching to Mikage's alt form so we can get increased accuracy, because there is a trial that requires you to have increased accuracy on your champions and place like 5 unique debuffs or something like that. So was trying to get that one done, get the increased accuracy. If you are running a Marius as your DPS, you're not going to have any issues doing that. And there's other increased accuracy champs. So we bring back Lydia here with Senna, and we have the ally attack with Senna upon revive. So we get the fear there, and now we can get some damage up for the fear trial. And as you can see, Tashiro actually took no damage there, right? So if you see Tashiro taking a turn after Lydia's fear is up, right? Nekmo's going to go, Tashiro's going to go here. He's going to take no damage, pretty much no damage, 11k in damage back. That is because we don't have any decreased defense up. So what you don't want to do, there's a few things that you can do to mitigate you killing your nukers off during the ram form. And that's going to be making sure you don't put decreased defense or weaken up on the boss. I believe that there is a trial that requires you to place decreased defense. So I think I'm going to place it with Tashiro. I'm not going to place, see, that's where I messed up with Lydia. We placed a weak in there. I messed up this first rotation of it. But trust me, You don't want to place decreased defense on the boss without leech, right? We have leech up right now, but without leech, no, you do not want to place decreased defense. Now, another thing that can help you out to mitigate you killing yourself is definitely a shield. If you have blood shield on your nuker, or if you have blood shield, and as you can see, Toshiro not killing himself, right? So that reflect is not, it's not killing him right now. We do not have decreased defense on the boss, but we do have leech on the boss. Toshiro's going to use his A3, which everyone knows does a ridiculous amount of damage. We also don't have increased attack, increased crit damage on him. So the amount of damage he's going to do is, minimal. He also weak hit the second hit. But 300k, that first hit, that's enough to kill him, right? And as you can see, I'm still trying to get this trial here. And I believe I do lose Toshiro in about a turn or so. So if we fast forward, let's see. Yes, exactly. So we lose Toshiro here. Decreased defense is on the boss now. So let me pause. Decreased defense is on the boss. We do have leech here. And Toshiro dies. Now, I'm not exactly sure why. I think it's because of the decreased defense and the fact that he has increased attack and increased crit damage. So he's the amount of damage he's doing is also weakened on the boss. The amount of damage he's doing just exceeds the heal that he's going to get from leech at this time. I believe on the second rotation of the ram head, I got it right. So something to come back to. I did not lock this key in, but it's something to come back to. And by this time, I didn't feel like starting over. I felt like I was in a pretty good place. And we kept going. And the boss is about to change right back into the ultimate form. So we're going to get, a ton of damage here in the ultimate form. Like I said, this comp at the beginning was doing like at least 25, in between 25 and 30 million damage against the ultimate form. So here we could just skip past this ultimate form. We're full autoing the ultimate form. Here we go at turn 15. The boss is about to change. So now I am manualing, trying to prepare for the lion head, right? To come in to the lion head with everything that we need. So I'm manual until the boss changes. Here we go. Another thing too, that I forgot to mention, when you're prepping for the ram head, make sure that if you're using Mikage or anyone that places increased crit damage, you want to make sure that increased crit damage is off of everyone before the ram head spawns, because otherwise it's going to throw off where the dual buff goes, and then you could be in a pretty bad spot. So we get to the lion head here, and this one was pretty easy for us as well. The Viper one that steals the buffs at the beginning was a little tricky at first. I don't think we got many trials done there. I think the bulk of the trials came from Lion and Viper. I don't think we got many ram head trials done. But this head was actually pretty easy. And basically what this comp is doing is relying on almost infinite turn meter boost, right? Almost an infinite amount of turn meter boost. You bring someone like a Krisk into this comp with the Mikage. So as you can see, I'm checking out the trials here. We're getting some trials done in the lion form. We got the first one done there. Damage the Chimera while he's under leech. We're about to get that one done very easily. And then we'll start to just complete trials. We'll start to really roll. But if you bring in someone else to increase the duration of debuffs, if you have two champs doing that with champs like Senna, Opardin, you're going to be getting a lot of turn meter boost. So I think like infinite turn meter boost is, probably going to be the way to go if you can achieve like infinite turn meter boost. A champ like Raka, who increases turn meter every turn with her passive, is probably going to be pretty strong here as well. Because you just want to keep boosting your turn meter, keep taking turns. There are not a lot of turns. And as you can see there, we got up to 4 trials here, right? So we got 4 trials done here. Total, we're going to get 7 in this run. And we should have had more. but I didn't do that great in the first rotation of the ram head. If I would have did a bit better, I probably would have gotten 8 or 9 trials done in this run. And I'll show you guys the screenshot towards the end of what happened with those and how close I was, because I was literally on the edge. But I'm probably checking something. Let's skip ahead a bit here. We're in the lion form. We've got 5 trials done against this lion form, so probably one of the forms that you want to try and get trials done for sure. They're a bit easier. The ones with the viper are a bit easy as well. I think there's one that you just need like increased defense or something like that. The poison one, damage from poison one was like almost impossible, because you pretty much have to fill up the debuff bar with poisons in order to get it done. We had Lydia in a toxic set, and it didn't even really get close, I'll be honest. So boss is about to change back to the ultimate form here, so we can kind of skip ahead. One thing to note, we do not have block debuffs at all in this comp, and that's another thing you're going to need for one of the trials. Fairly easy trial, but see, the biggest issue is like trying to go for trials and also trying to go for damage. So if you go for the trials, you're going to get more materials to forge relics, which I think is a bit more important. You could go for bigger damage if you value the class chest, but I would go for the trials for sure and then prioritize damage after. So here we are in the Viper form. And let's actually go back to the start of the Viper form. Now, think about the Viper form. As you can see, I'm prepping here. I'm trying to just use A1s on everyone. I think I did it this time around. Try to just use A1s on everyone so we don't go into Viper form with that many buffs on us. Because whatever buffs you have on you, he's going to place on himself. And then you have to, either strip it or wait on him to fall off. It's very annoying. I believe the Viper form also reflects back the first debuff placed. So you definitely want to like waste a debuff. Like, don't use a debuff that you absolutely need, like your decreased defense weaken, to get your damage up. So as you can see, he has the decreased speed and the strengthen because it was up on someone. And we got poison sensitivity and poisons all over us. We're going to decrease the duration of those poisons and poison sensitivity with Mikage. And now we're going to start to get our debuffs up here. So we got to lock them out for one of the trials there, get our turn meter boost from Senna, and then we're going to start getting our damage up. Also a trial, I believe one of the trials here is, yes, damage the boss while he has the block active skills. I was thinking about the ally attack one, but maybe it's this one. I don't know. I don't have the list in front of me of trials. That would probably be helpful. I probably should have did that. So here we're just getting a big damage, trying to get the trials done. So we got that one done. I think that was the leech one, I want to say. No, was it the leech one? Go back, click on it in the video. No, I don't click on it. No, click on it. Look at the trial, dummy. All right, so I didn't look at it, but we got a trial done there. I should probably, the next time I do a run and I'm recording, I'm going to make sure I look at the exact trial as we complete it, so that I could comment on these things a bit easier, because I don't have a list of trials up right now, as I said. But this is pretty much the last form that, we need to honestly talk about, and then I can skip ahead a bit. So ram form, Viper form, don't go into it with any buffs, right? And the poison one, like I said, let me pause it. The poison one is almost impossible. If you're not placing the big poisons, it's just going to take forever. And we got like a little bit of the way. We don't have HP burn, so we couldn't get that done. We don't have block debuff, so we couldn't get this done. But something to think about. Fast forwarding though. So we are now in the ultimate form. And as you know, that's just full auto. We're about halfway through the fight. 136 mil damage, and we got 7 trials right now. Now we're gonna come back to the ram form here, which is very annoying, and I think I did it correctly the right way. So we got Lydia up now. We're gonna turn meter boost a bit. Let's get the leech up. And I don't think that I'm gonna screw around and mess up the decreased defense stuff. So as you can see, Tashiro taking some damage. We got fear up. We're going to, oh my god, he killed himself. But we got very close there, because at a certain point you're gonna have to do some big damage to try to get these ram form trials done. And I believe I am going to revive him and keep him alive, if I remember correctly. I don't know. It was late at night, but there's a way to keep your DPS alive. Trust me. And this is going to get absolutely like way too close, like too close for comfort. If you take a look here, this is where it was at when the fight ended. Like, this is just a screenshot. This is, I literally almost got it done, right? And as you can see, we're going to get it done this time. So I am going to revive him now. No progress on this one. We made a little progress on this one, the perfect veil one, and that is because of Tashiro. So he's definitely going to get revived here. And Lydia is down as well. So they're both going to get revived in 2 turns. I'm going to fast forward to that point, because all we're doing at this point is just cycling through turns. Boom. There's the revive. Up. Hold on. Come back a little bit. All right. So Tashiro taking a turn now. We don't have decreased defense up. As you can see, I'm like, nah, let's just use the A1. She gets feared. Lydia gets feared there. We need to get some heals on Tashiro. Cycle through some turns. I messed up right there. I got a cooldown on Necmo, and I didn't take advantage of it. I was clicking too fast, just like in the moment. But I don't think I'm gonna use it here yet. We're gonna keep, yeah, and then the boss changes back. So we go into, and I didn't get it. I came so close. Boss changes back to ultimate form, and we have everybody standing. So this is ideally what you want. You want to go back into the ultimate form with all of your champs if you can. That way you don't have to waste a turn here, because this is going to be your biggest opportunity to get damage up. So we're going to skip ahead until the boss changes back again. And he should be changing momentarily, as you can see during this time, right? So from 40, we're at 150 mil there at the end of Viper. And then 46 Lionhead, we get to 160 or so. So almost 20 mil damage there. No? Yes. Almost 20 mil. 16 mil. Yeah, 169. So yeah, we pretty much do get 20 mil in between there. So this is going to be your biggest opportunity to get damage up. You pretty much just want to unleash all of your skills, pretty much, until right before the boss changes and you need to be prepping for the other head. So here's a change. We got lion form, and I went into it with my continuous heals up, because I, like, for whatever reason, he's targeting Senna. I actually don't know why, and I need to look into it more, but I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't know why. I haven't fully looked. This was just like a run that was going well, and I was like, yeah, let me look into this. And then I'll go back and I'll circle back around and figure out all of the particulars to maximize this comp. Cause I didn't think about it too much. I thought about the things that I wanted. I didn't think about everything that we actually needed, though. So I thought about turn meter boost. I knew I wanted turn meter boost. I knew I wanted leech. I knew I wanted, continuous heals. So I got that the best way that I could. I knew I wanted damage, right? But I didn't think about everything that we would exactly need to get the trials done. So I had to circle back around to figure out how to make it easier to get some of these trials done. But lion form, nothing to talk much about here. All right, and we're gonna circle back around here to the ultimate form. We're just gonna get damage up, and then lastly, viper form should be coming up in a second here. And we should go into this with no buffs. I think everybody's gonna take like 2 more turns or so. Yeah. Skip ahead 30 seconds. All right, boss changes. We only have a continuous heal and a shield and a veil up. So the boss doesn't steal any of that because it is protected. You can't steal veil. Veil can't be stolen. So we go into this just fine. We're going to get some turn meter boost up. So you want to definitely make sure you're saving your abilities for when the boss is about to change heads. It doesn't make sense to like do a bunch of stuff and then the boss changes heads and you don't have any of your skills available. So I know a lot of people don't want to do, manual. The primary, general community probably doesn't want to be manualing the boss, but you want to get the most out of it, guys. You probably got to manual some, or just, be content with not caring that much and do it full auto and get what you get, right? So I guess those are your options. But I'll probably be manualing a good bit, trying to get as much as I can from it. So we're coming to the end of the fight here. I think we could have got a lot more damage out of it. I had to really get a feel for how many turns we were going to be taking per turn of the boss. And we're taking an absolute absurd amount of turns, honestly. Probably at least a 3-to-1 ratio. At least. So gonna switch back to the ultimate form here and, pump some more damage out. I think we could have got a bit more though. But as you guys saw, we were able to get 7 of the trials done. I showed you the screenshot. We should have probably got this fear one done. The damage of Chimera while it's under weaken and your champions are under increased crit rate and crit damage buffs. I should have probably gotten this one done as well. So something that I'm going to be looking at when I circle back around. But let's actually talk about the builds on the champs and what we're doing. So the star of the show is definitely Senna, right? If you have a Senna, you pretty much are winning, right? Because she's going to provide you with a ton of turn meter boost, right? 5% whenever a continuous heal buff on any any ally activates. And pretty much she is in 9-piece protection, decent speed. That's pretty much what you need. Survivability and speed, which is great. Mikage, who is also in 9-piece protection, decent survivability, decent speed, right? She's also crit capped. She's also going to provide us with a little bit of damage. This is pretty much a Hydra build. I didn't touch this build at all. Toshiro is in Merciless right now. And he has really good speed as well. 280 speed, 7.7k attack, 319 crit damage, decent accuracy. So very strong build here on Toshiro. Necmo, actually need to fix this build because I'm just kind of going with what we had at the moment. And going 4-piece Merciless, 4-piece Reflex, the accessories weren't that good. So I went with 4-piece Merciless and 2-piece Impulse to try to get more cooldowns on them. But ideally, you would go with 4 pieces of Merciless and 4 pieces of Reflex. These are his stats right here. 299 speed, got okay survivability there. Not entirely crit capped and, a little bit of crit damage. But this build can be optimized. I was kind of in a rush. I didn't, really do too much. Also didn't show the masteries, so I'll show the masteries on these guys 1 second. Here's Necmo. It's pretty much some Hydra masteries here. At this point, like most masteries on champs are going to be the same. There's not too many champs where the masteries are going to be different. Here's Toshiro here. We got masteries for Mikage here. And masteries for Senna. Now, another thing that can actually help this comp out is to bring Brimstone in. We didn't bring Brimstone in at all. Just a bunch of champs in Cruelty. So adding Brimstone probably going to add a good bit of damage for us. Here's the Lydia build. She's actually in Toxic. Probably going to take her out of Toxic because it just didn't do enough poison damage for that one try that we needed. But she has decent speed there. Low crit damage. Well, she's crit capped as well, but she has the lowest crit damage in the comp. As far as the masteries, these are the masteries on her right now. But I would have liked to get Brimstone from somewhere. because I think like 4 of the champs in the comp have cruelty on at the moment, so somebody can get brimstone, but 300 gems for the purpose of testing, we'll see. We'll see about it. I'll talk to Fortune, but that is pretty much the comp. Ideally, Lydia would be in like 9 pieces of Feral. Feral would be a better bet just because she's going to be placing a ton of debuffs for you. She's going to place everything in her kit is going to get placed. The fears are going to get placed. Decreased defense weaken is going to get placed. All of this is going to get placed as well. So she's going to be a great candidate for Feral. If you don't have 9 pieces of Feral, we didn't have 9 pieces on here, so that's why I didn't do it, and I just kept the toxic set. 9-piece protection, also another good way to go. So you get, you know, protected buffs from her A2, and you'll be good to go. Now, this applies on all of the lower difficulties as well. So if you're running similar champs, or if you're running like Marius or a Nut in there, or any other DPS that you are bringing in, a Crizia, these same principles apply, right? A lot of people are going to be using Mikage. People are going to be using like Tuhana rocks and whatnot, Raka. So a lot of options. People are going to be using Carnage's DPS. You got tons of options, but let me know how you guys are finding Chimera for sure. Are you enjoying it as much as I am? Because I'm absolutely enjoying it. Let me know down below your thoughts on the comps and what's going on, the difficulty that you and your clanmates are doing at the moment. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. Hopefully this video helps you out. Like the video, and until next time, be good and be well.